Kick a Touchdown Sports.
What's up, everyone? This is Kick a Touchdown Sports. I'm Bill Whyte. With me, as always, Joe Whyte, Jimmy D.
Good, and you?
Good, thanks. So, Jim, tell them what we're talking about today.
Oh, we're still on fantasy sports. We're ahead of the game. We're talking about fantasy tight ends and where you're going to take them.
All right, Joe. Where are we gonna start?
I'll give you the top 8. We're gonna talk about the top 8 going forward. We're gonna really focus on the quality of tight end, the depth of tight end, and the value of tight end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of tight ends out there.
Fantasy's all about the value.
It's easy for a tight end to be valuable because there's not that many.
Exactly.
Especially like Travis Kelce, the #1 tight end.
Yeah.
The #1. He's leading the #1 offense with the #1 rated quarterback. You guys want to talk about Travis Kelce first and dive into it?
Yeah, we might as well.
Talk about Kelce. I've heard of him.
He's obviously #1. He had 105 receptions last year, 94 yards per game, 145 targets. That's wide receiver numbers, wide receiver 1.
That's what
so that guy's obviously something you want to take, but people are taking him early, right?
Yeah.
Second round.
Always.
So does that affect his value in some way too?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Are you willing to spend that second, third round pick on the tight end position?
Right.
Or are you gonna wait and get the value, get some depth, and maybe take a
Darren Waller.
Sleeper? A Waller? Yeah, I mean, where's Waller looking?
He's going average, and he's been in 10-team leagues. He's the 35th pick, which is in the 4th round.
So, all right, so
there's a little bit better value there. I personally wouldn't want to go with Kelce if he's going so high at like the 13th pick overall.
Yeah.
There's so many more running backs. There's so many more wide receivers that will get more points, and you'll get equal value later on.
Yeah, and spending an early round pick on a tight end could be detrimental to the depth of the rest of your team.
Obviously, it paid off last year because he's a stud and he played all year long and he obviously produced very well. But he's going on his year 31 of his age.
Yeah. And
he's getting up there, we'll see how it goes. The injury history might catch up to him.
Yeah.
He had 11 touchdowns last year.
That's gross.
That's nuts.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He had 3 in the postseason too. Like, he's a touchdown machine.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Pat Mahomes is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So the next tight end on the board, he's going in the 3rd round. George Kittle.
George Kittle's a beast.
He has injury history though.
He's definitely injured, but when healthy, he's a
absolute
beast.
Monster.
That's who, whether Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance, whoever's going to be playing, that's who they're looking for. Because he's
a safety net.
Yeah, he's a safety net. He's a big target, too. I mean, you have other good receivers there in San Francisco, like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, amongst others. But you're looking for Kittle. The offense runs as Kittle runs.
Yeah, and he had an off year last year. He only played in 8 games. He had 48 catches out of 63 targets, 634 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he had 8 games and 48.
Yeah. So he missed half the season.
Yeah, so that's almost 100 receptions.
You multiply that by 2. You do the math.
Hey.
It's a solid year.
You got to remember the system he's in too. Kyle Shanahan's a very run-heavy guy, so he's going to rely on his running backs more often than not. But that being said, George Kittle is still an absolute beast and will produce on that football team.
And he's out there as a primary blocker too. He doesn't really leave the field. He's a great blocker and a great pass catcher, so he's always on the field. So his value's huge.
So top 2, top 3, definitely reasonable.
What round is he going in?
Third round.
3rd round is out of 10 teams.
This is a 10.
What's his overall number?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like now you can kind of look at it. If George Kittle starts dropping, right? If he goes beyond 25, it's like maybe 27, 28. I'm feeling a little bit better about picking.
Yeah, taking George Kittle in the 4th round.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Very good. As opposed to a 2nd round in Travis Kelce, where Kelce is 1A, Kittle's 1B.
Yeah, because at that point, I already likely have 2 running backs and a receiver, probably. Adding a tight end there. I like to wait later, but if Kittle's there, you take Kittle.
Yeah.
At 4th round, all day.
I think a super value is coming up next.
I was going to say, he's my favorite player in the draft. It's Darren Waller.
Darren Waller.
I love Darren Waller.
We talked about him a little bit last week.
He looks like the guy from Teen Mom, Javi.
All right, you want to hear his stats for last year?
Yeah.
He played in 16 games. What a stud. He had 107 catches, 146 targets. He had 1,196 yards, and he had 9 touchdowns.
Decent.
He's a beast.
Where's he getting taken though?
That's the
what's
best
his ADP?
His ADP is 35 overall.
35. All right, so only 3rd and a half round.
Fourth round. It says average round's 4 is what it says. So
yeah,
it's like
3rd and a half.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah.
So 4th round, yeah.
Yeah.
Halfway to the 4th round.
Still, great value.
I
There.
take Waller there. I mean, Waller is a beast, dude.
Yeah.
And like, the same thing with him with the Raiders. He's the guy, you know.
He's the number
Las
one
Vegas.
option there.
Yeah.
Henry Ruggs is probably 2.
No more Nelson Aguilar.
Nope.
No.
And he had a good amount of catches last year.
Yeah.
And Darren Waller is just he's legitimately their number 1 target.
Yeah.
That's huge. You know, you can only say that about a couple of tight ends going forward. George Kittle has Debo, but George Kittle's like the number 1 target.
Yeah.
And then you got Darren Waller. He's just a complete stud. And if they can get the quarterback situation straight, like if Derek Carr, if he can just kind of stay focused.
I like that. I
time.
think Derek Carr's in for a decent season this year. I'm not saying he's going to blow up, but
He's always the middle of the pack guy.
yeah.
He's average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And average can be okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's the
Yeah.
definition of
You got the
average.
right- You got the right
But
players
he'll
around.
produce a great Darren Waller. And you know what? If you
Absolutely,
decide to take Darren Waller over George Kittle, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
This is where it gets interesting now. We're moving on to Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
His ADP is, according to this with Yahoo, is number 49 overall.
All right.
At this point, you got your team pretty much developed.
That's another player, though. The offense runs through Mark Andrews
But I'm down on Mark Andrews this year, man.
because of Lamar
Because
Jackson.
he's so no,
Okay.
well, Lamar Jackson, but there's an extra mouth to feed there. He's a very touchdown dependent guy. He's a phenomenal athlete. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he's gonna be as flashy as he was in years past.
You think he's taking a step back? He's
Yes.
going to regress.
Yes.
All right.
So his numbers for last year, he
Yeah.
only played in 14 games because he was battling injury.
I mean, that's a good amount.
No, I know, but he's missing 2 games there,
Yeah.
right? So for the stats, he had 88 targets, 58 receptions, he had 700 yards receiving, and he had 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he? He had more. His numbers were better at the beginning of the season and
Yeah.
he fell off.
I think the
but,
first game he had 2 touchdowns. First 2 games he blew up,
Yeah.
and then he's cooled right down.
I got the game log right here.
Oh,
But like
yeah.
you said, Bill, the offense flows through him.
It does because
You know,
Lamar
he gets a lot of
Jackson
attention.
he's not the best quarterback. You know what I mean? And a big tight end is easily a safety blanket for any quarterback. you
So
know,
he had 5 touchdowns in the first 5 games.
All right.
So there's all
And
this.
2 for the rest.
And that's pretty good.
Right? Does he have 7?
Yeah,
Is that-
First half of the year.
Yeah, he has solid, but also as Lamar Jackson struggles as
Same-
becoming a quality
yeah.
quarterback, you know, it's going to affect Mark Andrews directly.
Yeah.
I guess they've been working on that this offseason. I read something the other day that the Ravens aren't letting the press watch him throw footballs. So he's definitely
Is that
been
good or
working.
bad though?
That's a good question. Maybe they just don't want to see him progress.
My
Maybe
God,
they're just trying to
Jesus
keep him a
I
new
saw a video.
secret, you know?
I seen one video that came out. Did you see the one video that came on Twitter? He threw like a lame duck to Sammy Watkins.
Oh,
And
great.
it was just kind of like, no more, stop shooting.
Cameras out.
Yeah. They said it was a windy day, but it really wasn't. It was like, it was really bad.
He's the shiftiest quarterback in the league, though.
Sammy Watkins
Yes.
probably dropped it too.
Yeah, you know, he actually caught it, surprisingly. Yeah, it was, but it's just like,
But it's Sammy Watkins.
But-
He has one great game of the year, and it's
That's
always
it.
week 1.
Hopefully
and
by
then
the-
he falls off a cliff.
Yeah, DraftKings or FanDuel week 1, put Sammy Watkins on your roster, and then never again.
Get it for cheap, too.
Yeah,
all right, he's ready for the next one?
yeah,
The Detroit Lions' #1 receiver, TJ Hawkinson.
yeah.
His ADP is 50. 50 overall.
All right.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Was it going to go back up? You got a bowl cut?
Yeah, that's his old place from last year.
You
It's not good.
got a bowl cut in this picture.
Yeah.
You got to update that Yahoo Sports.
He looks like he's from Amish country.
Yeah.
Guys.
Bad haircut. Great value.
Great value.
Great value at the tight end position, because you know what? He's the lead target there, too.
Yeah.
There's no one else to throw to. And, you know,
I mean, you have Jared Goff there now.
yeah, which will feed him. He's like another Darren Waller. He's just going to be the #1 guy that they're always going to pass to. He's going to lead the team in targets, I'm sure.
Mhm.
What do you have? 67 receptions last year, 723 yards, 101 targets. I can only imagine that's going up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sorry about the tinfoil. I
Oh
should
my
took that
God.
off before.
How many
Hey,
touchdowns
one
did he
cookie?
have, though?
Real quick, pass them around.
Oh, wow, what are those?
Hey, this is real quick for you at home. Funfetti cookies with Funfetti chocolate chips.
Wow.
So yeah. Snack of the week.
Yeah, he had 6 touchdowns last year.
That's pretty good.
How many game?
He played in 16. All those numbers are going to go up.
What was his like yards and stuff?
723. His yards a game are 45. Yards per reception, 10. You know? His yak, he could use more yak. He's got 4 yak. 4 yak. I want to see that yak number going up. I want to see some elusiveness. I want to see some shiftiness in the secondary.
Do you think he's gonna have a good a dominant season? You think he is?
I think so. I think he's he's already established himself as a great tight end in the league, but I think he takes another step forward. Not necessarily a breakout candidate, but someone you could target.
Yeah.
At his average position. Maybe he slips to you.
I'm afraid he's going to be overrated in the drafts.
Oh.
I think people are going to overrate TJ Hawkinson this year.
I agree with you, Bill.
And
Why? Because of bad quarterback play?
Bad quarterback play.
Well, I think also he's the number, like, Marvin Jones is gone, Galladay's gone. They have St. Brown there,
Yeah,
the rookie. But the defenses are going to be zoning in on TJ Hawkinson.
That's a very good point.
You know what I mean? Safety's going to be on him every time.
But you also remember the coach for the Rams was Sean McVay, right? Mm-hmm. Genius, right? Coach for the Lions, it's Dan Campbell, right?
Rookie defensive-minded coach, right?
Defensive-minded coach, yeah. He's not going to be calling in plays. I don't even know who the offensive coordinator is in Detroit. You know what I mean? Like, it's a shit show up there. So I agree with you, Bill. I think TJ Hawkinson.
For years.
I know, but even more so now. No Matthew Stafford. Like, all their wide receivers are gone. They have, like, it's just a shit show. Like, who knows? Maybe he's the one shining moment of the whole team. Is TJ? I don't know, though. I'm terrified.
TJ Hawkinson, before you know it, is going to be forcing his way out of Detroit.
It's a boomer bust pick.
It is.
Yeah. But I'm not spending a high pick on him. I'm not
if he fell to me, I'll take him there.
If he falls, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be. TJ Hawkinson's not going to get my team this year.
But, you know, if, like, all these guys we just talked about earlier take him, I'll consider it.
I might hold off until later tight ends that might produce equal value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what kind of what we're getting into right now. Moving beyond TJ Hawkinson is Kyle Pitts, rookie tight end for the ATL Falcons.
And people are already ranking him top 5. He hasn't stepped foot on the football field. But you know what? After Julio got traded, all those targets are going right to his mouth, dude. He's going to be fed.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Matt Ryan is going to target the fuck out of Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. He loves his tight ends over the years. If you notice, Hayden Hurst, Tony Gonzalez. Like, he
Austin Hooper.
Yeah, exactly. He likes to feed his guys. You know, Matt Ryan's no slouch. Great quarterback. Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
Super Bowl losing quarterback.
28-3.
28-3. So Kyle Pitts, he's going 57 overall.
I think that's too high, though.
He's going to be overrated, and he's also going to be drafted way too early.
Yeah, he's way too early, just because of all the hype around him. But he did have a great SEC championship game. 7 receptions, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. This guy's legit. Yeah, he's a generational talent. The highest ranked tight end you've ever seen.
If it's a keeper league, I may draft Kyle Pitts. If he's there for me, I'll take him like later. But I have a feeling he's not going to be. Same with Hawkinson.
I'm taking him. I'm taking Kyle Pitts this year.
I think Kyle Pitts goes before.
If I have a pick between Hawkinson or Kyle Pitts, I'm going Kyle Pitts all day, and I'm not going to go Hawkinson. If he's out there at number 57, I'll probably take him.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think he will be.
I don't either. But if he's there, I'll take him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reach for him. I'm not going to take him as high as Kelsey, Kittle, or Waller. Mark Andrews, Hawkinson, and Kyle Pitts kind of coming closer together now.
Yeah.
You know, the value there.
But if we keep going down this list here, I think that we're going to find some more value.
This is where it's interesting.
I absolutely agree.
We're in the value zone.
Exactly.
All right, next up, your man. We all love him, Dallas Goedert. Or Goddard, if you're feeling like you want to be French.
Yeah.
Is it Goddard?
I think it's Goddard.
It's Goddard? Okay. Go for Goddard. He's 60 overall.
All right.
7th round, it says.
He's the number 1 tight end in Philadelphia. Also, a lot of mouths to feed over there. Jalen Hurts still has a little room to grow, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I mean, it was his first year starting last year, and he was in kind of a bad situation. And then they were fucking shopping him.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
Yeah, stupid. They don't know how to make their players happy.
No,
Zach Ertz is still on that team. People forget.
He wants to go.
Yeah, get rid of Zach Ertz. Send him somewhere he can be happy. He's not producing anything. I mean, you know what I mean? You've got it.
But, like, is that the coach's decision not to feed him the ball? Like, this big, like, how do you just fall off a cliff like that?
Did they get a new coach in Philadelphia
They
this year?
did. Yeah. They fired
Doug Peterson.
The visor flip. Remember he had his hair come with the visor? That was his move.
Who's the coach there now?
I don't even know, Bill.
You don't know?
I have no clue. I'll look it up while we're
Pull it
talking
up real quick.
But what do they do about that statue of Doug Peterson now, huh?
Is there a statue of him?
Yeah,
there is.
He won a Super Bowl. So
Philadelphia, come on. There's one. I know there's one of Nick Foles, right?
Yeah.
So you have one of Nick Foles, who's at the end of the day, he's a failed NFL quarterback. I know he won Super Bowl, right?
Best backup ever.
You have a terrible coach who got fired, and then you have a fictional character in a movie. That's who you have this year.
So the head coach is Nick Sirianni. Or Sirianni.
Who?
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
He was the Indianapolis Colts offensive coordinator from 18 to 20. And he served as an assistant coach for the San Diego Chargers and Kansas City Chiefs. So who the fuck knows?
Colts had a good offense last year.
They did. So I mean, he's offensive minded.
I think the Eagles have a lot more weapons than the Colts do. You know, they got a million running backs. They got quite a few wide receivers out there.
They got 2 tight ends.
Right.
But Goddard's he's the number 1 tight end.
What do you guys think about Goddard though? Are you looking to draft Goddard?
I don't think I'm looking to draft him unless he falls to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not drafting him at all.
I'm fading him regardless.
If he's there, I don't care. I'm not taking him.
Yeah. I just don't trust in the Eagles like I used to.
And I don't even trust him. Like, he's never showed me anything.
Every time I look at his name, he looks like a backup tight end to me.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So, I don't know what to do with that. And they're all saying, all the people saying he's the number 1 tight end, starting tight end. Who the fuck knows? Maybe who's the other guy? Ertz. Maybe Ertz shows off and he becomes the number 1 again. I don't want to waste my pick on a backup.
They both suck.
So I would rather draft Noah Fant. Okay, he's next. He's number 66 overall.
Now we're talking.
Right, and they have a pretty better quarterback situation.
You got Teddy Bridgewater.
They got Teddy Bridgewater.
That may change.
Depending on Aaron Rodgers.
You guys already know how I feel about Teddy.
You hate Teddy.
I don't hate him. I just
Teddy.
don't think he's a playoff quarterback or is going to get you where you want to be.
I think you will get him the ball, though.
I think Teddy Bridgewater is
but there's a lot of mouths to feed there, too. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams, now Melvin Gordon, Tim Patrick.
You got some players there.
You know what that means? No double coverage.
Exactly.
That's true. Spreads out the field, gets him open.
Dude, I'll Noah Fant. I'm down. I'm on like.
Yeah.
Yes on Noah Fant.
No, I'm yes.
Yes on Noah Fant.
I'm fading Noah Fant.
Can we go over his numbers last year, real quick?
Okay, so his
I'm
numbers right
this
here.
dude.
Played in 15 games, and keep in mind, one of those games was also the COVID game where they had no quarterback.
Another backup with zeros on mine.
It was a backup wide receiver from the practice squad. Okay.
Guy was built like a bag of milk.
So he was. So keep that all in mind with these numbers, all right? And they were kind of a shit show last year. He had 62 targets, 62 receptions, 93 targets, 673 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. Those are pedestrian numbers. They're decent. They got
exactly pedestrian numbers. He's a serviceable guy.
Pedestrian quarterback.
They have below pedestrian.
True.
Yeah, dude,
True.
He's a legit tight end that had a bad quarterback. Wait till this year. Bridgewater is at least a serviceable guy. It's NFL quarterback. If it's Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, it'd probably be better.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If they got if Aaron Rodgers gets straight there, Noah Fant is arguably
All the way up.
You think so?
He's
No,
arguably top 4 tight end. Arguably.
I think he's gonna. And at the end of the year, I think we'll look at Noah Fant. He's a top 5 tight end at the end of the year.
I wouldn't be
You can
surprised.
yell at me at the end of the year then, but for now, I'm fading Noah
Faded?
Fant.
Okay, all right. It's hard to know. It's like because it's like what's gonna happen with the
No,
quarterback?
it's no. I know.
I mean, even if it's just Teddy, I'm happy with it.
Still way
Me
too
too.
early takes. Maybe when camp comes around, I'll have a different
It's
opinion.
not too early.
It's never too early to make bold predictions. Okay.
And you know what? There's a guy on this list that's being criminally undervalued here. And it's Logan Thomas of the Washington football
I thought you
team.
were gonna say Aaron Hernandez.
No. No. That's not what I was thinking of. Logan Thomas. Last year, he was 3rd amongst tight ends with 72 receptions. 3rd with 110 targets. 6.88 targets per game. He had 670 yards. But this is where where his value falls off. He was 11th in yards per game and 12th in touchdowns. He only had 6, which are still very good numbers.
They didn't start throwing to him until the end of the season.
So if he's fallen to me in the 9th round, I will take him all day.
All
You
day
kidding
long.
me?
All day long.
That's my sleeper tight end pick right there, Logan Thomas.
I think that's a great pick. I think
So-
drafting him on your team is a great idea.
Especially when you got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's going to be slinging the pigskin. Slinging it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to depend on his tight end.
100%. So
Well, they got Curtis Samuel over there. We'll go into that another day, but I like Logan Thomas. He knows the system. Ron Rivera trusts him. He's going to be on the field more often than not.
Yeah, especially when Taylor Heineke's starting for the Washington
stop
also.
it.
It's going to be Logan Thomas' numbers going to get jacked
So
up.
Logan Thomas' average draft position is 113. He's going somewhere in there to 12 to 13.
That's where I'm taking him.
Exactly.
Dude,
Value
Yes.
is so high. there.
Yes.
dude, this is where we're, this is right here is where you start. Where you should honestly start looking at tight ends. Starting at Noah
The 10th
Fant
round.
to now, like dropping now.
I'll give you another
Listen
one.
up.
Tyler Higbee All right, his average draft right now is 86 overall. It's going between the 9th and the 10th round.
Yeah.
I'll entertain him if he falls to me in the 13th. That's the only time I entertain him.
I honestly, if I take him as my second tight end, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't do anything for you?
No.
Me
So
neither.
last year he played in 15 games. He had 44 receptions out of 60 targets, 500 yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. You got to imagine those numbers are going to go up based off of the quarterback play, Matthew Stafford.
Right. And who was the other guy there? Gerald
Everett.
He's
in
not
Seattle.
there anymore. He's in Seattle now,
Yeah.
so that gives him a few more targets to deal with. So
100%.
you got a point there, Joe.
Gerald Everett sucks anyway. It's not even, doesn't even matter.
No, Gerald Everett, I don't know what he's going to do in Seattle. We'll talk about him later. But I'm looking at Tyler Higbee. I'd rather draft him than Dallas Goedert. And I'd rather draft him than TJ Hawkinson, in my opinion. I would. I don't know what I'm going to get with TJ Hawkinson. I have an idea of what's going to happen with Tyler Higbee. I have an idea. I have faith in Matthew Stafford, and I have faith in the Rams' offense. Their offense, like we said before, you can't double cover anyone. You got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, you got Tyler Higbee, you got Cam Akers, right? Like that's
Farrell Cooper, right? He's over there too.
who Cooper
Farrell Cooper?
Who's that?
Just a random wide receiver.
Oh, is it good? Well, go for him in the sleepers, right? Farrell Cooper. So you guys, what do you think about Tyler Higbee? You down on him?
I'm faded. I'm not even considering drafting him. There's not more other value.
There's more value out there for sure. Mike Gesicki.
I like him more than Tyler Higbee. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's been in the system. This will be his 3rd year with the Dolphins.
Yep.
And,
he's gotten better every year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to be relied upon heavily this year.
Yeah, exactly. With Tua, he's still learning and figuring things out.
If he can understand the offense, he came out and said that he honestly didn't understand the playbook last year. That's a good sign. He's willing to admit that, and that means he's actually understanding it now. Like, I didn't understand it before. I get it now. Like, that's good news.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki, Devontae Parker, and you got Will Fuller the 5th. Right? Those are the number 1 options.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. I like Mike Gesicki's solid. He's 97 overall.
Yeah, that's a great pick, Gesicki. I'll take him all day on my team.
Yeah.
What do you think about Rob Gronkowski?
I've heard of him.
He's going 105 overall.
By the way, this is not a Rob Gronkowski jersey. It's a Ben Coast jersey.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify things.
So, I don't know what to think about Rob Gronkowski. I don't know.
I mean, he's getting up there in age. It's more of a name than anything for me. Obviously, I love Gronk. He's been through everything with us as Patriots fans.
Yeah.
But I think he reached his peak a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I think that he'll be in this offense. He'll probably be getting more passing yards. But I said this last week. As soon as he gets one good catch and takes his knee out, later Gronk.
Yeah.
You're gonna be retired all over again.
I'll take Gronk with like my if he's there like my last pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm bad.
Very serviceable tight end though, but it's a sexy name. That's all it is.
It's a very sexy name, and honestly, if I'm sitting there and there's been a run on tight ends, and I'm sitting, I don't have any tight ends, and it's like getting close. Like I said, 105th pick overall.
Yeah.
I look at him and I go, you know what? It's a sexy name. I'm taking Gronkowski. He had 7 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
That's huge, right? He didn't even get going until like week 3 or week 4.
I thought it was like second half of the season he got picked up.
I'll tell you right now.
That's a good point. Gronk is going to be more involved with the passing game this year. He's
Yeah.
going to be better than
Has
last
to.
year, but I don't know if
There's like another team with so many weapons. Like they're top 3 with weapons.
yeah, and if OJ Howard ever turns out to be something,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm out on OJ Howard big time.
Why? Why is he so bad? He should be so good. I don't get it. He was so good at Alabama.
All right, so for the first 5 weeks, he had no touchdowns at all, right? He had like 50-something yards. Like it was like, or was it, let's say about 100 yards total. Then after that, it completely exploded. Touchdown, week after week after week. He had one game, he had 106 yards. He had 6 catches.
He saved everything for the Super Bowl, dude. You know?
He did great. He did phenomenal. He had 2 catches. He had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. 7 targets, 6 receptions. He's Brady's blanket. He's his boo.
Yes.
He's his boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? I love that. So if I'm looking at that, and I might ride. If I got Tom Brady on my team at this point, right? If I'm looking, I have Tom Brady as my quarterback.
Yeah.
It makes Gronkowski even sexier because now I could tandem him up.
The duo.
The duo. You know. I'm all about that stacking. You know. I like to stack my team.
I do too.
Okay. How about Robert Tonyan?
No.
Fade.
See you later. No
Fade.
thanks.
He had a great year last year,
No, he
all
didn't.
because of
He
Aaron
was
Rodgers.
overrated last year.
Yeah, I think so
Overrated.
too.
He's still overrated.
Still overrated.
He's completely
Because
overrated.
he made the list.
He's ranked higher than Logan Thomas.
Well, that's stupid.
Just so you know how overrated he is.
Logan Thomas is criminally undervalued. He's getting, I don't know why. I don't know who made up this list and, who made the
It's
decisions.
all the lists like this. It's
I don't
crazy.
understand. Jimmy Graham, are you even on a team, bud?
He's on Chicago,
Jimmy
but they got
Graham.
Cole Kmet there.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another sleeper.
What do
He's
you
a
got?
breakout candidate.
Cole
He's-
Kmet.
oh yeah, absolutely. Jimmy Graham's out of the frame. Justin Fields is what to step in at quarterback. I think this kid's gonna break the scene.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a great serviceable tight end. He might end up top 7.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Cole Kmet, on per this Yahoo draft order I got here, he's going 137th overall, going
round
in
is
the
that?
17th to 18th.
So that's one of your last
Maybe-
picks.
That's like undrafted.
Yeah. That's
That's
waiver
crazy.
wire pickup.
I'll take Cole Kmet before I take Gronk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Cole Kmet was good in college at Notre Dame.
I like Cole Kmet. So, like, Jimmy, did you read his numbers? Or I got his numbers right here if you need them.
Pull him up.
Okay, they're right here. I'll read
They
them.
weren't crazy. He only had minimal work.
Yeah.
He showed up late in the season last year. That's why I like him.
So he had 44 targets, 28 receptions. He had 2 touchdowns, and he had 243 yards. So, like we said, pedestrians.
Not a very good sample size either.
No, it's not. It's not. If you look at his, I got his game log right here, and like he's probably had like, yeah, to start the whole, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the first 8 games, he had 1 to 2 targets a game. That's
Right,
I mean, one
no.
to 2 were, yeah, targets.
What was the season high? 7
7, yeah.
against Green Bay.
Yep, and he caught 8 of those. Yeah,
42 yards.
8 targets, 7 receptions, no touchdown. Like, if they get good quarterback play up in Chicago, his value's gonna skyrocket. Right?
And I think anyone's better than Mitchell Trubisky. So,
Bite your tongue.
And
What do you mean?
And Nick Foles.
the
They're two
MVP?
shit- At least Andy Dalton's better than both of them.
Yeah,
by far.
seriously though, let's say if it's just Andy Dalton as a quarterback, I'm looking at Cole Kmet, I'm saying,
I'm sure,
okay,
yeah,
I'll take
still.
him. Andy Dalton is a
I'm
good
thinking,
quarterback.
like, yeah, I'm fine with
He's
that.
not a great quarterback.
No, but he's gonna like
Serviceable.
other players can get numbers with Andy Dalton. You know what I mean?
Would you rather have Teddy Bridgewater as your quarterback or Andy Dalton?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, so but he's the Teddy Bridgewater like as far as like serviceable.
Yes. He's not going to get you a playoff champion, fantasy
Yeah, you're not winning a
championship.
Super Bowl either.
No.
No, for sure
No.
not. All right, and then is it interesting right here? Hunter Henry. Okay, Hunter Henry's a stud. Okay.
Yes.
He's going.
When he's on the field.
When he's on the field, all right. We'll keep that in mind. Disclaimer: when he's healthy, he's a stud. He's a 120 overall pick right now, but he's in New England. And New England has a terrible quarterback situation.
New England has a better tight end than him.
And New England has another tight end.
Johnny Smith, he's better than Hunter Henry.
It's crazy.
That's another sleeper of mine. I think Jonnu Smith's going to end up being better than Hunter Henry.
I agree.
I think he's going to have a way better season.
I agree.
It's all about who's going to get the touchdowns. Who's going to end up in the red zone? Because someone's going to distinguish themselves as the red zone threat when they get down there. It's either going to be Jonnu or it's going to be Hunter. And I'm with you. I think it's going to be Jonnu
Can we
Smith.
flash back 10 years ago when we had Gronk and Hernandez? We were the most dominant team. I know we had Tom.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
You
But
won't
now
stop
we-
talking about Hernandez on this video.
You brought him up, first of all, bud.
He was my favorite player. He was my favorite Aaron. You were my favorite player. You were
Anyway.
my least favorite human being, though.
Yeah, he's a schmuck as a human. Great fantasy asset.
He's a stud.
But now that we're tight end minded again as a Patriots organization, I think that the 2 tight ends will definitely be more valuable than the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Let me see what John.
You don't think Devin Asiasi is gonna jump ahead of him or Dalton Keene?
There's a lot of variables that are going on with the Patriots, though. Cam Newton being the quarterback. If Mac Jones is the quarterback, I think everyone's going to be better.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%. And I don't believe he's going to be the quarterback. So let's hope he is, though. I would love if Mac Jones is started. I would love it. It'd be the best move for him. Below that, so now we're getting into some weird spots. Now you got, who the hell is Pat Freiermuth? Does anyone know?
Freiermuth.
He was a Penn State guy.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
really good. He's a rookie for Pittsburgh.
Educate me. I don't know anything about this guy at all.
Oh, he's a stud. He played very well for Penn State.
I clicked on his last year's stats and it's empty, so he must be a rookie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So would you say he's a?
He's got a great football IQ.
Okay.
That kid's gonna be developing to be, and he's with Ben Roethlisberger, who loves his tight ends. He's got Eric Ebron above him on that depth chart, which he is very good a mentor. So that's someone you want to stash on your bench. I think he could emerge later in the season, maybe like week 8 or 9. It's a longer season this year, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
17 weeks. So maybe that's someone you want to pick up like 5th week. Maybe he emerges early, but I'm banking he's going to be a later value.
Yeah. So you want to flag him when you click on his, that flag, and it'll keep him there for you.
Yeah. But don't look to draft him. Save it for later.
No, you just don't start the
Save
season
your
with him as
picks.
their starting quarterback.
Don't be silly.
No, there's no tight end on the Pittsburgh Steelers because next one down is Eric Ebron. I want nothing to do with Eric Ebron.
Neither do
He
I.
was decent.
But you wanted something to do with Tim Tebow.
We're about to get there right now. We're talking about Tim Tebow, 127th pick overall. What a sexy name.
Yeah, the double A stud for the
Lord.
Good Lord is right,
You're
Bill.
talking about,
He's got Jesus Christ.
Joey starts talking about Gronk and Tim Tebow, and he can't stop saying sexy.
Sexy.
You know what's
I say it once, and he's what's the matter with it?
Have you seen Tim Tebow in his cutoff shorts at all? Running routes with his big old arms?
No.
He's a handsome fella.
Who knows if he can catch a ball? We don't even know.
Yeah, he's not even wearing a baseball
He had one
glove.
playoff win, and everyone thinks he's like some fantasy stud. Absolutely not.
Well, he's not even a quarterback anymore.
Exactly.
I'll give
Great
you
point,
He
Bill.
should have been a tight end the whole time, though. That's what everyone said to him in the combine coming through the draft and everything. Like,
He's got 2 national championships, though.
that doesn't mean
As a
anything.
quarterback,
That means
so-
nothing to me. It means nothing to me.
But he does the
At
jump
the
pass.
time.
He does the jump
the jump
pass.
pass. That's
Right?
stupid. Yeah.
People were all about Taysom Hill, like he was gonna be something special. Why can't Tim Tebow be like this?
No, I think Tim Tebow is gonna be
140 million. Oh, man.
I think he's a good. He's got. I don't know if good's the word. Serviceable. I think Tim Tebow will be a serviceable NFL player and a serviceable tight end.
He'll be a better tight end than he was a baseball player.
And God we trust.
Yeah.
Amen.
Hey, if you're
He's
taking Tim Tebow in your fantasy team, thank you for your donation this year. See you next year.
What if he's your last pick in the draft?
Not at all. I'm not picking him at
I'm
all.
just wondering, last pick in the draft?
No.
Would
Yeah.
you take him as your last pick in the
Yeah,
draft?
I might even draft him.
I like this.
No, as my starter.
No.
put him on my-
Definitely not your starter.
Yeah.
We don't even know if he's going to start for the
I have him on one of my
There's no
dynasty
room on my
leagues.
bench
I have
for
him on
Tim
my
Tebow.
team.
I have to.
I drafted him in the rookie draft.
I know
in
you
my
did.
dynasty league.
I know. I got him in a couple weeks
You
too.
counted as a
It's
rookie.
a tough look, Bill.
Because-
Listen,
Hey,
it made me
listen, I never even heard of anyone else that was there at that point. It was fucking late.
Yeah, yeah, people.
But you brought up the Saints tight end situation. I think Adam Trotman is going to be another sleeper that people should
He
think
was
about.
the rookie last year.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he was behind Jared Cook. He didn't get many receptions. He had 60 all year. He had 16 targets, 15 receptions, 171 yards, and a touchdown. Played behind Cook. Cook had 60 targets, 37 receptions, 500 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Damn.
He ranked tight end 12. So all that production could go right to Trotman,
Yeah.
and he could find himself as a top 8 tight end.
Yeah. Where did Cook go?
I got him right here. He went to the Chargers
Chargers. All right.
because they lost Hunter.
Yeah.
And he's getting drafted later too. He's a serviceable guy because there's
Yeah.
no one over there for tight end in
And
LA.
yeah, except Tyler Higbee. No, just kidding.
Well, he's on the Rams.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Chargers.
yeah.
There
But
might be
Cook's
some
full
value.
fart now.
No.
But there
I
might be
agree.
some value there still because they're going to need red zone targets, right?
Absolutely.
So the young quarterback is this complete stud over there, Herbert.
Yeah.
I love Herbert. He throws into like little windows that shouldn't exist, and you're like, wow. Like, so I'm not high on Cook, but backup tight end. You know, if you're looking for backup tight end, for sure.
Yeah.
But I like that guy. He's not even on my list.
Exactly. And another sleeper that nobody really knows about that you can get at the very end of your draft. You could even pick him up on the waiver wire, and he's going to be very. I think he emerges as a top 10 tight end.
Wow.
I think he emerges.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's the definition of a breakout.
Yeah.
So we talked about Jonnu Smith briefly, but you were saying that he's going to be one of your. You think he's going to be better than Hunter Henry,
Yes.
right? So
Come the end of the season, Jonnu Smith will be the guy.
he had 41 receptions, 448 yards receiving. He had 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If
I
he
had
can
him on my
replicate
team last
that-
year. I was devastated when he got here.
Yeah, he played in 15 games, so
And how many did Hunter
was
Henry
hurt,
play
though.
last year?
he played all 16 games.
And that's a rare thing because he never plays all 16
Yeah.
He
games.
doesn't. I mean, I'll be excited. So
But
okay,
either guy, dude, you can't go wrong.
No.
Jonnu, Hunter Henry, whatever. They're pretty much the same value, right?
yeah, they are. They're separated by just minimal amount. They're both up here.
This list has some damn nerve.
It really.
I'm looking at something
does.
down
So
here.
tell me, Bill, who do you think?
But you
I'm
really
I'm
want to
looking over
target the
here.
single tight ends, not the double tight end sets.
No.
You want to target a guy who's going to be the guy.
Yeah. So after Jonnu Smith here, right, they have Blake Jarwin, whatever, O.J. Howard, and they have him ranked above Evan Ingram, who's actually done something, and Austin Hooper, who's done something.
Give me a headache.
O.J. Howard's never done a damn thing except except for in college.
So Evan Ingram's numbers last year,
Yeah.
he played in a total of 16 games. Okay, that's his rushing. I'm sorry, there it is. So he had 63 receptions, 654 yards receiving, and he had 1 touchdown.
Pedestrian.
Who had the touchdowns? No one?
Nobody. The Giants sucked.
Guys stink.
No Saquon. They had Danny Dimes, like he receded and like wasn't
Yeah.
a good quarterback.
Yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing.
Love the weapons around him. Don't like Danny Dimes. I'll say it again. I'm doubling down.
I do not like
Dimes.
the weapons around the Giants. They all suck. The receivers, all Galladay, he might never be the
You
same.
don't like Kadarius Toney, the guy they just drafted? I think he's going to be not serviceable. I think he's wide receivers don't tend to be elite their rookie year, but I think he's going to grow into be a great receiver.
You think, all right, yeah, but I don't see it. But not with the Giants. Maybe he's on a different team.
How do you guys feel about Irv Smith?
Okay, Irv Smith.
Minnesota Vikings
It's his
tight
third,
end one.
This is his third year. This is when tight ends usually begin to flourish into like more of like a quality.
Right.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at Irv Smith, and I'm looking at him, and he's going 122 overall. If I'm sitting there and I'm seeing Irv Smith and I need a tight end, I'm grabbing Irv Smith without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, if all the tight ends are gone and I need a tight end, give me Irv Smith all day.
Okay.
Because he's gonna get touchdowns. Like he had I'll pull up his numbers right now. He played in 13 games. He had 43 targets, 30 receptions, 365 yards receiving. He had 5 touchdowns.
I blame that on Kirk Cousins.
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this guy could be, they're predicting he's the sleeper of the year. I don't know why. I'm not really high on Irv Smith, to be honest with you. I think there's plenty of other names on this list I'd rather target.
Yeah.
But if these other guys think it comes true, he could be serviceable with a different quarterback. Because it was hard for even Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson to get fed. Never mind a third option.
Yeah.
And Dalvin Cook obviously just running wild.
And he's healthy. Dalvin Cook's healthy. This is his first full offseason he's had his entire career.
Yeah.
Because he's been recovering from the injury. Then he had another minor injury. This is his first.
And then last year's offseason was all fucked up.
Completely fucked up. Fucked up. So I'm looking at that.
We'll get more on Dalvin Cook in the next show.
But Irv Smith, I'm looking at Irv Smith. And I know you said you're not really high on him. I am high on Irv Smith enough because I feel like people are going to be going after Justin Jefferson all day. Like he's not an unknown anymore. Justin Jefferson.
I feel like I would take Irv Smith if he's there later.
That's what I'm saying.
Like late, my backup tight end. Like
I'm not fading him.
He's worth a late
He's
round.
another guy.
Do you want him or do you want Goddard?
Goddard.
Neither one of them.
I would rather Irv Smith than Goddard though, because I don't like. At least I know Irv Smith.
If that's my choices, I'm screwed.
The season's over. Yeah. But you probably have plenty of assets that you could trade for a decent tight end.
Yeah.
Because you drafted depth.
So the point of all this, though, is that there is a lot of depth at tight end this year.
Yeah, there is.
There's
a lot of serviceable guys, but as far as being elite, the top 5, top 6, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, George Kittle, T.J. Hawkinson, Logan Thomas, Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, it falls off after that.
There is a bit of a
drop. You also have like players like Logan Thomas that's going later. Like we talked about.
Right.
Gesicki's going later. All these guys you went over. I mean, I think that, the spot of my, I'd rather have, what you talked about before, one of these later tight ends. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be just as good as, because you don't know Mark Andrews.
No.
You know what I mean? What you talking
Right.
about? We don't know about some of these guys.
Right.
Like, is it worse? So if you take George Kittle early, right? Injured. That's your fucking third round, fourth round pick.
Right.
You better be.
Well, you could have had an elite running back or receiver or somebody like that, you know? So I think that this year's tight end depth
Kittle
is there. Noah Fant later on the draft. You got a lot of good players floating later.
I'm fading Kelce early. I'm fading Kittle because it's too high. The value's not there.
That's what it is.
I'm looking at people like you just mentioned, all the guys you named off, like Gronkowski. Can he be the 6th best tight end?
Yeah.
Trotman's
actually, Jimmy, that's a great.
That is.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
He was a 2nd round pick last in the previous draft.
3rd round, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's early for a tight end though. Mm-hmm. And there was only 2 tight ends.
And he got no love because he was battling for the position. Yeah. There was a few other guys. It was like Josh Hendricks, or I forget his name.
What with Chicago?
Taysom Hill was in front of him. Jared Cook was in front of him. And then there was one other guy, but now he's off the roster. Taysom Hill's trying to fight to be a quarterback. Jared Cook's obviously in L.A.
He's
the guy.
No more
Sanders is gone. Yeah.
Right.
There's targets to be had, and like you said, you're high on the quarterback, Jameis Winston. So it's got to work out down there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of faith in that. I do.
I'm gonna do this
and
year.
That's a super late pick you can steal.
Yeah.
It's not even on my list.
I'll give one.
Not even the top 50. It's not even there.
I'll give a real quick tip for daily fantasy, real quick, for DraftKings Fin or whichever one you can use a defense. Whatever team Jameis Winston's playing, you take that defense. You're gonna get some touchdowns.
Yeah.
First 30 quarterback you've seen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I hope he doesn't throw 30 picks. I'll be sad.
I hope he throws 40.
No.
I would toss
No.
40 picks.
40 picks.
Imagine that.
It's not out of the realm of
Imagine we
possibility.
do 40 touchdowns, 40 picks.
Well, I think we targeted everything we wanted to talk about today, guys.
Yeah, I think it was solid.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have another show next week. No fantasy. What's next?
On the way too early.
It's
We're
not
gonna
way
pick 'em.
too early. Right on time.
Just
Right on
right.
time.
It's nice and warm.
Yep.
It's not cold.
No.
You know.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We need subscribers. Get them up. Make sure subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram.
All of it.
We got the videos popping up on the IGTV.
We got some posters Bill's trying to sell too.
Oh yeah, we
Plenty
got
of those.
Have you seen the posters in the other shows? We got Bruins one where they're walking across the the Beatles, and then we have another one with the Lakers.
The Showtime Lakers.
We got one where it's like the mascots of the Boston teams playing poker.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
But yeah, if you want one of these posters, they are for sale. We're thinking
We'll make a post. We'll put it out there. You can see it.
yeah, posters.
Post the posters. I think we got 5 different ones.
There's 5 different. Yeah, we have 5 different ones. They're all proceeds go to Kick a Touchdown Sports.
It's amazing.
Alright.
Yeah.
Later.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Y'all be sweet.
Peace.